Tech Talk Alert. After our latest digital life hack, you're going to hear one of my weekend show's best calls. You don't want to miss it.
Last week, the United States House passed a bill sending this message to TikTok: become an American-owned company or get the boot. I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, featuring NVIDIA GPUs. Accelerate your AI workload. Take a free test drive now at oracle.com/Kim. The cold, hard truth is that TikTok is like a miniature communist China spy balloon that you carry around in your pocket. While you use it, it collects your search and browsing history, your Face ID, voice prints, text, locations, and photos, and sends that all back to China. It's dangerous. Once it gets shown the door out of the U.S., what will happen to all those fun short videos? Those vids vanish, and it's not too late to save them. Head to your TikTok profile, hit the Settings and Privacy menu, and find the Download Your Data option. Tap that, and TikTok will email you a link with a file that contains all your data. This includes your videos. Join 500,000 folks who get tech smart the easy and fun way with my free newsletter. Sign up at getkim.com.
Now, check out this amazing call from the show. It's a real gem. Ron in Tucson, Arizona. Hello there, Ron.
Hi, Kim. Calling today because I have a friend. She is what we feel is, my wife and I, she's being cyber stalked by her ex-husband. And I'm calling you because, she's what we feel she's in denial. We're wondering if we're making too big a deal about it. And we want to tell her something to do. And we're just don't know if we're going too far and not far enough. And do we tell her?
Well, tell me what's going on. I mean, what's happening? And because if it's not bothering her, is there really an issue?
Okay. Well, she's concerned, but she doesn't think he would actually go too far. And that was her word. I don't think he will go too far with this. And we just learned, by the way, since I called your assistant, that years ago, when she first got married, her husband had put tracking software on her phone without her knowledge. And when she found out, he took it off and promised he would never do it again. She's been divorced about 3-4 weeks now, but he calls her and says, I know who you were with the other day. Were you having an affair with him the whole time we were married? She initiated the divorce, by the way, in part because of his controlling behaviors. He knows when she's out of town, and he's let her know, where have you been? Why are you gone? And so we just don't know if we should tell her to throw away her phone. He let her have all the furniture, throw away all your furniture. I mean, that's kind of extreme, but how far does she go to make sure she's safe?
If he knows where she is, Ron, there's probably a tracker on her phone, or there's one in her car. Mm-hmm. Okay, and did he leave the house, or is she still living in the house that they lived in?
She's still living in the house until she sells it. But
okay.
He's living somewhere.
All right. So let's start. Okay, let's start at the house. Okay. If she's living in that house, she needs to get a new router.
Okay.
Because he probably has access to the wireless network. And even if she changed the password, he may have turned on something called remote access. Mm-hmm. So he can get into the router. Once he's into the router, he can conceptually see anything that's on the network, up to and including if her phone is on the Wi-Fi.
Okay.
So that's why the router, a lot of people forget about the router. So that's why I want to start there.
Okay.
Number two is that she can, walk around the house with, we have some RF detectors. There's one on Amazon that we recommend that's about $50. And she can see if there are any cameras that may have been hidden there.
Okay.
She can also look in the router and to look at the logs to see what type of devices are still connected to that router. And if she sees a MAC address that she's not familiar with, then she can say, oh, well, what is that? And then she knows that if it says like there are 10 devices on the network and between the TV and her smart light, she can count 6, then we know that we have more. Okay?
Okay.
So then with her phone, do a complete factory reset. Make sure that he's also not still on the phone account, because sometimes you can see some phone records that way online. Make sure he's not part of the iCloud account. A divorce is really a tricky situation. I actually wrote a USA Today column about this, about all the steps that you need to take when you get divorced to make sure that your digital life is totally separate from that now ex-person. And so let's walk you through all of these in that USA Today column. We're going to send you a link out to that so you can share this with your friend, because there are a lot of things that you may not have thought about. We have some shared cloud accounts. We have a shared Dropbox. Maybe we are still each other's friends on Facebook. And it's just because your lives are not just physically intertwined anymore. They are digitally intertwined. And what we'll do is we'll post this up on the website for everybody to take a look at. We'll refresh it so this way it'll be on the homepage. But in case you ever need information about this, it's over at komando.com. Just search for, in the box, just say divorce, and I'm sure this is going to be one of the top feature stories that pops up for you. But one of the things that I do want to leave you with, Ron, because you seem very, very concerned about your friend, and rightfully so, and using that word controlling. Okay. Controlling is a red flag. It's a red flag for domestic violence, emotional abuse, domestic abuse. Just remind your friend that if she feels unsafe or believes that she's being stalked or harassed, that she may want to consider seeking help from a local domestic violence shelter or call that hotline. Ron, you're a great friend for calling, and you're a great person, and thanks for reaching out. Thanks a ton for listening. Now, if you have questions, comments, or just a digital dilemma, find your way to komando.com and hit that email Kim link. I treat each email like it's a VIP guest at a tech expo. Now, you can turn tech chaos into clarity. How? Well, get my free daily newsletter over at getkim.com.